2033, and that will be our first ship with the new Trans-Newtonian technology, basically. So we'll have the auto turns play out. Okay, so you can see the system is moving in the time period, which is quite interesting about. It's quite nice. Hopefully we might get some better scientists as time progresses. Lord knows I need them. Right, so the Ark Royale has been constructed on Earth and assigned to the Shipyard Task Group. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to this button over here, Fleet Orders, and we're going to make a new task group. So we have task group 6980 over here. What we're going to do is rename that to Geo Survey. And there we go. We can go into Special Orders and Organization. Now we go to Shipyard Task Group over here, and we can transfer over the Ark Royale into the Geosurvey Task Force. Now what we can do here is assign orders. So the ship is fully fueled at 50,000 litres, which is not much at all, but it gives us quite a lot of range with our very efficient engine. So we can go here to Special Orders, Primary Orders. Basically these are default orders that the ship will do. We're going to go and survey the nearest planet or moon. Now our ship will be issued those orders and it will perform them. So it's not going to show up instantly. So if we go here and we have 1 day pass. Oh, there we go. So we have our Geosurvey ship here, the Ark Royale. And it is basically scanning Luna at the moment. So it's scanning the moon. Where am I? There we go. Okay. There we go. So scanning Luna. So we'll have the days tick by. So you can see here, well, survey points, and the solar system has disappeared. Mostly because of the rotational. Ah, there we go. Okay. So it's moved on to Venus now. That's pretty damn quick. So it moved pretty damn fast. Right. So let's take a look over at this button here. When it loads up. There we go. So this is system generation and display. So this is something that you'd like to use for atmospheric composition, orbital distance, pressure, diameter, hydrosphere extent, which is quite nice actually. It's going to be very handy in the future for when we look at colonization. But the button we want to look at, the tab that we want to look at, is the geological survey. So basically, we found that Luna contains no minerals, or basically none of the Trans-Newtonian elements, which is a disappointment. Luna. Oh, no. Apparently it does. Well, that's quite nice, actually. I didn't think we had anything. Right, current situation, no survey. Interesting. Oh, that's the jump survey. Right. Huh. So we do have minerals on Earth. Fantastic. So we have carbonite, boronite, potassium, and iridium. Not much iridium. Nice amount of potassium and a lot of carbonite. So if we take a look at Earth, what do we have there? On Earth we only have 72,000 tons of carbonite and 61,000 tons of potassium. So that's quite important actually. So we have some nice materials on Luna. Well, at least we have an abundance of materials that we do not have on Earth. So we are surveying Venus, so we'll keep that going. There we go. That's good to know. It's good that we have materials close by at hand. Which should be very useful actually in the future, especially as it's materials that we don't have on Earth, or we don't have an abundance on Earth. Okay. I'd be interested to find out if there's anything on Venus. I'd hope there is something on Venus. Right, so it's moved over to Mars. It moves pretty damn quickly actually. The engine we built is pretty nice. It's pretty damn quick. Okay, so that was the engine power of Bat 72, but that doesn't actually represent the actual speed. So we go over here to ships, go to the Ark Royale. You can see here, the ship can move at 1,530 kilometers per second, which is really fast. That is really, really fast. That's 15,530 meters a second. That is very, very, very fast. Though it's going to be slow in the future as we experiment and we increase our technology. So we have a range of 29.7 billion kilometers, so that would equal 224 days at full power, but we're not always going to be moving. Well, we're going to be moving quite a lot, but the fuel should last quite a long time. If we go over here and we hold shift, we can like draw a line here and measure. So if we measure the outer limits, oh, God damn it, the outer limits of the solar system to there, that's about 460 million miles, or million meters, kilometers, I guess you could say. So we have a lot of range. You can see that 23 or 29 billion is going to be very handy. Okay. Let things tick by. So let's take a look at the... oops, wrong tab. Let's go back over here, actually. We'll take a look at Venus. I do hope that Venus has some minerals. Venus, it does. Oh my. Oh my, that's really good, actually. Uranium, 14 million. 14,833,000 tons of uranium. That's really good. That's very handy. That's one of the most important resources. It's basically base resource of everything. Newtonium, that's pretty handy. Cobalt, that's fantastic. I'm really happy about that. That's a fantastic result there. Brilliant. So what we want to do is probably start some mining operations on Venus in the future. Fantastic. That's a really good result for us, actually. I'm very happy about that one. Very happy. Right. For some reason, we're now looking at Neptune. I'm not entirely sure why, but I'll just go with it for the time being. Well, I'll zoom back out so we can actually see the solar system and what's going on. There is some hotkeys. I'm not entirely sure what they are at the moment. I would have thought it would be WASD, but no. I imagine there's probably some way to assign keys and that so you don't have to use the mouse for everything, but I do not know about them yet. So we'll tick by in the day so we can see... Oh, for God's sakes. Right. I guess it might be because we're actually selected on the planet, actually. So let's turn this off. And whoa. There we go. Oops. So you can see here from Saturn to... Whoops. Yeah, so from Saturn to Earth is about 140 million meters, kilometers. So it's not close at all. Right, hopefully. There we go. Right, so we can basically watch our Zambia, our Arc Royale, basically go about and survey the solar system. Surveying Ganymede, or just finished surveying Ganymede. Surveying Io. Jupiter. So it's a pretty damn fast ship. I'm not gonna lie, it's a very fast ship. Which is really good. We could have built a ship before with the conventional technology, but it would have been very slow. Very, very slow. Now we're moving with a ship that's about 1,500 meters a second. That's really quick. It's thousands of times faster than we could have built something with conventional technology. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to end the auto turns for the time being, and we'll take a look at our geological reports, or basically the solar system report over here, and we're going to see if we can find anything else. So we can sort by, if we go to system graphics, it's quite nice actually, it shows you kind of like an idea. Jump point over here, hierarchy view, so that shows you different things. Right, so if we go to minerals, so basically only show planets and asteroids that have minerals. So we go back to Sol. So Jupiter has a large amount of thorium, so that's 22 million tons of thorium, potentially. Europa has 332,000 tons of uranium, carbonite, 374,000 tons, which is alright. So Venus holds resources, Earth, Luna, Jupiter, and Europa so far, which is pretty nice actually. The minerals are pretty rare, you're not going to find them everywhere. How is our research project going? It should be done shortly. How is industry going? It'll be done shortly. You can see how that's really dramatically dropped since we started our project, which is really nice. It's a very, very in-depth game, and I just enjoy it. I enjoyed so much so far. Okay, so conversion to conventional, converting the conventional industry on Earth has been completed. So you can see here we're now construction at 6,400, whereas before we were only doing about 1,000. So that's really boosted our construction speed. So we're going to start converting the conventional industry to mines, which will increase our mining rate. So if we watch this over here, 520, 824 as we increase the amount of mines that we have. 1,227. So you can see how this is going to decrease rapidly. So we only have about 500 years now. Our research project is just finished actually, so we're going to go back over here and look at power and propulsion once more. And nuclear pulse engines will, well, be very efficient. Yeah, so we'll maybe in yeah, we'll go for the nuclear pulse engines, I guess. We might as well. They're going to be really good for us in the future. But we're going to go back over to our shipyards. We're going to really ramp up the size of these shipyards. We're going to start adding 10,000 tons of capacity. Basically, I want to be able to produce cargo ships, and I want to be able to take mining production complexes over to different worlds. I can produce mining complexes, which are basically worked on by people. You need people there to work them, or I can build automatic mining complexes, which are basically as they sound. They don't need human intervention. They can mine. I believe there's a bit of a production difference. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I haven't really been able to get onto the wiki to check due to the amount of traffic on the website, so yeah. But what I want to do is construct a ship at about 50,000 tons. So it could take 2 automatic mining complexes at a time, as a mining complex weighs about 25,000 tons. So if you had a ship that was only 20,000 tons, it would take 4 parts of the mining complex, which is not ideal. You want to be able to take it straight away and just keep it going back and forth. Right, so we finished our construction of conversion of the mines on Earth. So if we take a look here, we're mining 5,600. That's a very fast mining rate. So we've been from 600 years to 110 years. Thorium 33. So you can see here, a lot of these resources will run out in about a decade, which is scary when you think about it. So Neutronium, we have about 29.4 years left. Carbonite, we have 12.2 years. Potassium 14.9. Luckily, we have these resources on the other parts of the solar system. But Venus will be very important just for the fact that it has the geranium, which will be superb. Let's take a look at our ground units then. So, yeah, we can see who the commanding officers are. I should really. So you can see here, you can transfer HQs and etc. So I imagine I could create a HQ here. I haven't done this before, so I'm going to try this one out. Right. Assign parent headquarters. Transfer ground unit to alien population. Not entirely sure on this one yet. So we'll look at that one in the future. So we have ground force training. I suppose I might as well have something training. Just train them up, I guess. Why not? So they'll be there for a few days. About 3 months or something like that. And then they'll be trained up a little bit more, which should be nice. So our industry is now building some fuel refineries, which is quite nice, as we're going to have to start getting that fuel produced from our thorium reserves on Earth. Which should be nice. Fuel is very important. You basically need thorium and geranium. Right, so that was pretty quick then. So you can see how fast that refineries were built. So we can see here that we now have an annual production of 400,000 litres of thorium fuel. Now we could probably boost that up quite nicely, but we're going to start working on our research labs. We could start building more construction factories in the future, which would be pretty useful just to boost our construction speed. Probably try and aim it for another, I don't know, trying to get to about 10,000 construction, which should be quite nice. Basically use Earth as our construction hub. Right, shipyard tasks, manage shipyard. So we're 28.3% way through here on the Benson Naval Yard. Right, so we're expecting this to be finished by 2040, so another, quite a few years actually, but it will be very important to have extra research labs, as we'll be able to have other research projects going on at the same time. So this is going to take us some time, the nuclear pulse engines. So we'll keep going. I imagine I could probably build another Zambia class. I might build another Zambia class actually, then we can assign that one to basically survey asteroids. So we'll do that then, I think. So we'll go back to our industry. I do believe we may be able to build another one while. So we'll go for the USS. Washington, I guess. Washington, the USS Washington. There we go, so we started construction of that. So we can build ships where the shipyards are expanded, so that's good to know. So that'll be ready by the 5th of January 2037. So we'll have that going. So we can send the Washington to basically survey the asteroids in the solar system, which will speed up things quite a lot. Right, so our first research lab has been completed, so we can see here inactive research lab on Earth, so we can go back over here, can add that to our research project, so you can see here, remove that. So we gain about 300 research points there, which is quite lovely. Okay. We're going to really need research. Research is king in these games. Especially for most games like this, it's basically king. Right, so the 16th Low-Tech Armor Division has been trained on Earth. That's good to know. Might as well give them some training while they wait around. Okay. There we go. Another research lab has been completed. So we're about 7.92, so not a bit too long. Add that one. Add some more research points. So what we can do at the start is basically use all our research labs and just basically focus on projects. Right, the USS Washington has been completed. Our second Zambia-class ship. So what we can do is we can go back over to Earth. We can go back over to this button here. And Geosurvey. We'll rename this to Planet Survey, I guess. So planets and moons, I guess. Planets. Moons. There we go. So we'll make a new task group. Rename it to Geosurvey Asteroids. Geosurvey. And Asteroids. Probably spelled that wrong knowing me, so I look like an idiot, but oh well. Right, so if we go back over to the shipyard task group, transfer the USS Washington over to the Geosurvey Asteroids task group. We can now assign orders to survey the nearest asteroid. So that would be good. We can get more ships looking around the solar system and discovering those sweet, juicy minerals. So we'll go in 1 day increments. So you can see here the Washington is out and about, which is good for us. You can see how fast these ships move. They are just fantastic. Lovely. So I imagine surveying the solar system might take us a couple of months, maybe a year at the most, or something at the current speeds that we're going at right now. Which will be nice. Should be ready to exploit those things in a few years, maybe a year or 2 years before we can start exploiting them. We just basically need to have a larger shipyard before we do that. So we'll go back over here. And, right, yeah, so sort by minerals again. I don't know how you can make the stay on. I'm probably doing it wrong. So Celsius, you can really, like, change a few of these things. Diameter. I'm going to go in miles because I'm dirty like that. Though kilometers does make a lot of sense, but miles I'm really used to be honest. So. I suppose we'll keep it at kilometers. It keeps it simple then, doesn't it? Okay. So we have the moon over here of Dion, which is quite nice. Not much. No, actually, no, it's pathetic. I misread that. I thought it was a million, but no, it's pathetic. Puck's not too bad. It doesn't have much, but it has some different things on there. Some resources on this asteroid. Masala, not much, yeah. So we've not really found anything much besides these. Saturn, yeah, that's a lot of sodium. Nowhere near as much as Jupiter. So when we start producing fuel, or sending ships out to produce fuel in the solar system, we're going to have to go to Jupiter for damn sure. Jupiter's going to be basically our fuel pump for the solar system. For the human empire, for the UNSC. Go back here, assign that research lab. Lovely. Okay. So once we're done producing those research labs, I'll start producing some automated. How lovely the nuclear thermal engine has. The nuclear pulse engine has been constructed. So yeah, we'll start producing those automatic mining facilities, and then we can start sending them out to Venus. Start getting some more of that uranium, which would be lovely. So we could go here and we could increase the fuel efficiency of our engines, which would be quite nice. Well, let's take a look around. Construction modules. We're going to take a look at thorium harvesting. And I can see here that we have some more scientists. Sadly, they are pretty meh. Yeah, we have a lot of meh scientists. Oliver Ryan isn't bad, actually. That's pretty good. 20% bonus and he can have 30 labs, so that's not bad at all. Right, so we don't have a match in scientists then. So we'll put Sarah Hill on our research project over here. So she'll give the bonus 25%. She can only have 5 labs, so we have 3 labs remaining, which is okay. We can do something else with them. So I guess we could start working on something that these guys are good at. We'll take a look at logistics, and we'll go for cargo handling systems. Basically, it speeds up the cargo handling rate, but we are going to need ship-to-ship tractor beam. Ship tractor beam capable of attaching one ship to another, which will be useful in the future. It basically allows you to have tugboats, which is pretty damn interesting. Rightio. Wait for the time to tick by. The fun to tick by. There we go, another lab, so we can add that to our research on the tractor beam. Lovely. So there's not many research labs left to go. We're about halfway through the construction, or maybe, yeah, something like halfway. Oh, actually, something I forgot to do is we're going to go back over to our commanders over here. We're going to assign captains to these ships. I completely forgot about that. So we're going to go to... yes, okay. Chancellor. There we go. So we can have vice-chancellors. So we have Thomas Walton over here. Thomas Walton, promoted to dictator on the 1st of January. It's a very interesting name being called a dictator. Right, so you can see here, fighter combat bonus, communication bonus, blah blah blah. Kean Watkins, age 44. He's pretty good. He has a survey bonus of 25. So I'm going to give him to the USS Washington, because it's going to basically be spending a hell of a long time out there. Let's see. Terraforming bonus, fleet movement initiative, survey bonus, yeah. I wish we had more like Kean Watkins, but we'll have to make do with what we have. We'll assign John Kent to the Ark Royale. There we go. Lovely. Right, another research lab is now available on Earth. We'll add that back into the tractor beam. So you can see this is progressing quite nicely. Hopefully we can gain some better scientists in the future. I mean, we're in 2038 now. Things are ticking by. Not as fast as I'd like them to, but hey-ho. I'm just glad that we have a lot of uranium deposits. And a lot of thorium, which will ensure that the Empire will be able to function. I keep saying Empire, but we are the United Nations. Totally not an empire. Totally, not yet. We haven't had a Palpatine takeover of the Galactic Senate yet. Okay. Do we... I thought I assigned this one. I did. Okay, I must not have pressed the button. There we go. Lovely. Ah, right, okay, so I just missed that there. So, let's go back, let's turn off this auto system, there we go. Go to our ships over here, our fleet orders. The Ark Royale, I think they've been out too long, actually. I can't remember where you check. So they've basically exceeded their deployment time, so I'm going to have them come back to Earth for some R&R. Okay. Go to Earth. Yeah, just go to Earth. Head back to Earth. And refuel from Colony. So they'll go back to Earth. And they can get some R&R. Rest and recuperation. And then they should be ready to head back out. Whereabouts are they? Oh, right, they're over here. They were going to Neptune, I guess. Yeah. Even at the speeds we move at, it still takes a few days to travel across the solar system, which is pretty impressive, to be honest. Okay. They'll be home soon. Right, so they're back on Earth. So they can have some R&R. These ships should be refueled and ready for action as well. So once we're ready over there, we can send them out once more. So we're going pretty well over here. There's only 3 research labs left to go. I'll just wait a month and then we should probably have the next one. There we go. So we can add that one to the tractor beam. Lovely. So it's still going to take us some time to get these projects going. Which is why we need better scientists with the better bonuses. But we'll deal with the hand that fate has dealt us. So let's go back over to our geological survey report. No, damn it. Actually, no, I'll go over here and I'll design my new engines. So we do have the new technology. So we have nuclear pulse engines. So what we're going to do then is basically do the same before. Super efficient engines. Which is definitely the way to go. Now, because these are more powerful engines, we should be better off. But I'm gonna basically do the same as before. I'm gonna compare the differences in our technology. So the nuclear pulse engines versus nuclear thermal. So you can see that's a dramatic increase. Just a dramatic increase in engine power. So at size 30, that would weigh 1,300. Sorry, 1,500 tons. But if we make that a 25, we still gain engine power of 100. But the engine is 250 tons lighter, which is okay. I mean, it would be more resource efficient, etc. But we're going to go with that. We're going to make the actual engine more fuel efficient. So we only consume about 0.124 litres an hour. Yeah, so it's about on par with our other engine, but it's a hell of a lot more powerful. So that takes a crew of 15, which is interesting. So let's take a look at names. The Fox and Lucas nuclear pulse engine. So there we go. Start that research project right now. So we're going to take people away from the tractor beams. I'm going to go back to power and propulsion. Jordan Nelson. There we go. The Fox and Lucas. This will be ready pretty quickly. Maybe about 2 months. Yeah, about 2 months. Lovely. Rightio, so we finished that. So we can put these research labs back to work over here, but we'll have our new engine. Now, I think the ship should be rested. I'm not entirely sure. Right, ships, the Ark Royal. Alright, crew morale, 100% fantastic. Range. Casualties. Hopefully we don't have any of those. Right. Okay, so they should be ready to be sent back out. So go back to our fleet orders over here. Survey/moons. Give them the primary orders once more to go survey the nearest planet or moon. So there you go. And off you go, lads. Off you go. Let's check on our shipyards, actually. How are they doing? I believe naval shipyards take longer to expand, so what I might do in the future is actually have some shipyards constructed, which wouldn't be a bad idea, actually. So we'll go ahead and we'll look over here. Shipyard. Naval shipyard complex. I'm going to go for commercial shipyard complexes. We'll have 2 constructed after... modify this to 2. There we go. Consider yourself modified. Wait for time to tick by. Okay. Lovely. Be done with this one shortly. But having those extra research labs has just dramatically increased our research efforts by years at this point. Okay. So you can see a lot of people are being resigned. Well, basically, decommissioned as they've just not had any use at the time. So we'll go over here. We'll have auto turns tick by. Okay.